Hey, party people. All right, so today we're going to look at the mailbag and see what people have been asking for the last few weeks. We got some interesting questions. We're going to play a little words with friends. We got some new words that seem a little odd as well. And anyway, let's check this out. Looks like right here we have the sculptor for the Statue of Liberty. Looks like he's looking at where to put the statue on Ellis Island right here. And if you look, it looks like the island is connected. I don't see any spots where it's not. But yeah, there's the processing center. And yeah, that's where we go. Go right about here. But note the drawing. Note the left-handed statue holding the light. You know, I guess this could be just, Photoshop, right? It's just reversed imaged. Yeah, I bet. Yeah. But let's look at some more stuff too. And also, let me note this. This is a video here by a girl who it's called The Story of the Statue of Liberty, and I'll post the link in the description bar. We're going to go through. There's also another section right here somewhere. Let me find it. Right here you can see this is just an interesting photograph, and I wanted to bring that up. I thought that was pretty wild. You don't see the star fort in the construction process, so just something to note. Let's see what else we have. All right, so I'm going to try to get through as many of these as I can. Deborah Waz says, last weekend I noticed that my mayo had two ends. Yes, Deborah, it does now have two ends. I asked the three people at my house how to spell mayo. They all said one end till I showed them the jar. Okay, Google it, and came up with two ends. The Matrix upgraded them, so now that's how it's always been. I'm surrounded by the clueless. Well, Deborah, I don't mean to laugh at your pain, but that is true. Deborah, let me show you something for your own peace of mind so you know you're not going insane. If we go here and search for mayonnaise, just with one N, we get 26,857 matches as of 2016. You could still buy mayonnaise, Mayonnaise. Katie's Kitchen Mayonnaise, actually, and yeah, it was available in the papers, no problem. So I don't know where this was. This was in New York. So Maine's, okay, Maine's Food and Party Warehouse. I don't know what that is. Your local chef's market says, but yeah, honey, you're not alone. We have a distinct memory of a reality that does not exist today, and things like this drive us nuts. We do remember the mayonnaise with the one N. So there's that one. And Katie, thank you for your submission. All right, Smoky Noof says that the Bubba Gump Shrimp Restaurant in Anaheim, California, sells its chocolates in boxes titled "Life is like a box of chocolates." Well, that's a great find there. Thank you for that one, Smokey. Right here, Monica Mary Ryan says, so I recently became aware that ladybugs in this reality are called ladybirds. Is this an effect for you? I'd say this is one that absolutely freaks me out. Okay, so let's look at that. So if I typed in ladybug into Google, here's what I find. Ladybug is called a ladybird. What? Now that is really strange. Let me research this a little bit more. Okay, so Mary, I'd have to say that was really strange. Never heard them called lady birds. The coccinellidae is the actual species of this particular beetle, and it says here that they are known as ladybugs in North America and ladybirds in Britain and other parts of the English-speaking world. Etymologists widely prefer the names ladybird beetles or lady beetles, as these insects are not classified as true bugs. So we call them ladybugs here, and apparently we've been having it all wrong. They're not bugs at all. They're beetles, and we've gone to a system at some point where there's a different name, but I didn't realize there was a different name. And it could be a Mandela effect. It could be just something that's been integrated into our system over a few years. I personally have not looked up any ladybug websites to see if there was any new changes in the recent years. So it's hard to say, really hard to say. But yeah, they are called ladybirds. So those out there that did not know that, Well, now you do. And thank you for your submission. All right, next up is Richard Kincaid. He says, hello, Scarab. I was watching a World War II movie. I watched The Dirty Dozen, and I can't get over that Hitler has a full mustache now in the portrait paintings. In my reality, he had a little square mustache right underneath the cliff of his nose. Just so weird to watch now. Okay, well, Richard, let me look at that real quick. You know, I did look at some pictures of Hitler. I have seen this, quote, Mandela effect mentioned somewhere else, and I don't know if Moneybags mentioned it or one of the other channels, but somebody, I think, mentioned the mustache of Hitler. And if they haven't, well, here we are. Let me just show you this real quick. What I've noticed, and this is just my observation, and I may be completely wrong, but let me find that one picture right here. All right, so we got this picture of Hitler. Let me blow that up a little bit. And I'm going to show you something. I just, number one, the blue eyes are freaking me out. I mean, I've always said that, yeah, I don't remember any blue eyes on Hitler. But one thing I notice about this mustache, what's strange, it doesn't look as well kept. It looks like it's really bushy. That's what I don't remember is the bush, man, the fluff under the nose. It was more like waxed or something, right? It was just like a straight up square. Now it's all bushy and broken apart. And I kept thinking, no, that doesn't look right. So I'd have to say I agree with you. I remember the stash. It's about the same size. It's not what I would call a full mustache. What we're seeing is it being more bushy. And I don't remember it being like that. I remember it being like a square. Like literally, like I used to think to myself, why would anybody want a mustache like that? Is so dumb, and it's really unattractive. I always thought, but anyway, it's Hitler, you know, and yeah, Hitler with the blue eyes here. He looks like he let his mustache go. You know, it's just weird. I don't know why he would you know, have it like that now. Yeah, that's all I can tell you, man. I think it's not that it's a full mustache. It's just definitely thicker and less kept. So thank you, Richard, for that submission. All right, this was a pretty good one here. Nunya Business says, hey, Scarab, who was a Roman emperor that established Christianity? If you said Constantine, you are wrong, my friend. Theodius is now the correct answer in this timeline. What the F? And I said, you got to be shitting me. And he says, nope. No shitting here. I checked Wiki on both, and Theodius is credited with establishing Christianity. Constantine only legalized it. Mind blown. Okay. So I know that Constantine did legalize it, but did Constantine start it? Is that just something that we didn't know in our history? See, I know that Constantine gets a lot of credit for this. I don't know. Could I have just missed Theodius? Or why wasn't he mentioned? And why was it always credited to Constantine in my reality? I know this for a fact. It was Constantine. However, I've never heard of Theodius. But could Theodius been the one that actually, you know, got it moving and then eventually Constantine got credit? It's just, it's hard to say. Yeah, I looked into this, man, and I saw that, and honestly, it's a hard one to believe because Constantine still gets credit for legalizing it, you know, and making it the law of the land, which I think, you know, that's why in history we learn that. Is there a possibility another man got it moving? Well, maybe. Gosh, that's a tough one. But I would have always said Constantine. I never heard of Theodius. So I'm bringing this one up because I think it's interesting. I think the fact that we have new history that I think a lot of us had never heard of before is important to note. And, you know, hey, we're learning something new every day, right? It's all about learning something new. And if you guys didn't know this, Theodius is credited with establishing Christianity now in Rome, and Constantine only legalized it. So there you go. The more you know. Oh, and thank you, Nunya Business, for that. I found it very interesting, and I love learning new things. So who knew? Thank you very much. I want to give Natalie a shout out. She's been a great contributor, and you know, she just pointed out that now it's focused or focused. What would it be? And she was kind of, shocked to see that focus with the two S's. It seems to be a word that can be used now. And I looked this up, and this is English Grammar Hints and Tips. This is a little website that talks about why grammar is the way it is. And right here, you'll see that focus can be focusing or focusing with two S. Okay, or it can be focused or focused with the double S's. It says right here, the word can take either double or single S, with the single option being highly preferred. Okay, so basically, there's two ways of spelling this now. And I find it really interesting that in this world today, we seem to be really, seeing a lot of the double S, double C's, things like that. More of a British version of the word. And, that's in itself kind of a Mandela, because the world I lived in, we didn't care for anything British necessarily. It just, we had separated from that. We had our own way of doing things. It just seems like a lot of our words now show history where we incorporated a lot of British spellings, British terminologies and things like that. And that's a little odd to me. I gotta be honest with you. You come down here and you look at the American and British English right here. So it shows parallel and parallel. Okay, those are the same. And paralleling and paralleling. Now look at this paralleling, which is, I find interesting. It's got two L's and then two more L's over here. Isn't that odd? It's a weird way of spelling it, I think. And note that, the 1111. I just thought I had to throw that in there. I thought that was really crazy. Just interesting and an odd way of spelling paralleling and paralleled, two 11s. I don't know, people. It's strange. Thank you, Natalie, for this one. All right, so while we're playing Words with Friends, let me see here. Fiverr found this article here talking about the JFK assassination right here. As you can see, the spelling with just the one S. And yeah, interesting, huh? Let's see what else he found. All right, here's another one here. I'm just going to show a few proofs and probably provide some links, but this is from Time Magazine. This is the assassination attempts against George W. Bush and Bill Clinton. Here's an article written inside their magazine. It has the word assassination in it. And yeah, just fun facts. All right, so I'm going to touch on this because Hazel, also has been talking about this for quite a while, and I never really mentioned it. A lot of other channels definitely covered this one. Why do they use Roman numeral I? So right here, or it's 1111. It sure is, and they got the 1111 right here. So now this is being used in clocks, and letting you see the 1111. And it's become very common use in a lot of Roman numeral watches, clocks, things like that. And a lot of people don't remember this. And so this article is by Mental Floss. I think this is the dumbest article ever written in my life. I mean, I was reading this, and they literally come down here and they have all these different theories as to why do they do this? Well, one theory is, I'm going to scroll down here and find it. I read this and I was just laughing. I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Like, all right, so let's say the 1111 might have stuck around because it's easily recognizable as 4. The I and the V involves a little math. Yes, it's just one simple subtraction operation, but keep in mind that when subtraction notion really caught on in the Middle Ages, the majority of the people weren't literate or numerate. Subtraction was a lot to wrap your head around. So these people were so dumb, okay, and they were just a bunch of morons that they couldn't, figure out that this was a 4. I mean, that was just too difficult for them. They could add the VI and go with 6. And forget, the XI, which was a 9, which is, taking 1 away from 10. I mean, that was okay, but oh, God forbid. So that's why. On top of that, the IV and the VI might have been easily confused, oh yes, by the uneducated. Well, that's the problem, isn't it? We're just so uneducated. We just need more education. Oh, okay, I see. Which is why 9 sometimes is represented as VIIII. Really? Well, I'd like to see that on a clock. I've never seen that. Yeah, so if that's that may be something to look for, guys. The V with the 1111. Yeah, that's the theory. That's one theory. And then of course they go on to say that, when using the 1111 may have also made work a little easier for certain clockmakers. If you're making a clock where the numerals are cut out of metal and are fixed to the face using I means you'll need 20 I's, 4 V's, and 4 X's. Well, that's just stupid, because all you're going to do is just create a mold with an I, a mold with a V, and a mold with an X. And you can make all your Roman numerals on the face. You just put them together. You just stamp them together. It's not a big deal. And I just had to point this out. This is really dumb. And this is why we're doing it like this. Why you have 1111 here. Okay, well, anyway, just fun facts, guys. I just wanted to point that out, that some of the reasoning behind this is really silly. And I was reading some of it and I was like, you got to be kidding me. Anyway, here's what Fiverr found on this. I'm just going to share a few things. All right, so I'm just going to throw this out there because Fiverr wanted everybody to know that Big Ben still has the VI 404, okay? So if Big Ben changes, well, remember, we reported on it first. All right, the new fact 28 right here. He sent me a new message, and what he was saying here was that song Walk the Dinosaur, or Walk That Dinosaur, has changed to Everybody Kill the Dinosaur. And yeah, I'm well aware of this effect. I don't remember that in the song. Everybody kill the dinosaur. Everybody kill the dinosaur. Yeah. I don't think so. I talked to Fiverr about this, and we went over this, but yeah, there was so many people doing effect videos on this one. I just kind of let that one go. I had some other things to look into, but I would have to agree with you on that, man. It was not kill the dinosaur. It was everyone walk the dinosaur. Actually, I always kind of thought it was everybody do the dinosaur, but hey, if you're doing the dinosaur or walking the dinosaur, I don't remember killing it. So anyway, there's that one. Anyway, thank you, New Fog 28 for that. Yeah, I agree with you, brother. That's definitely wrong. Covenant 58 sent me a message too. It said, breatharian couple survives on universe's energy instead of food. I've heard of people trying this. I don't know any personally, but yeah, this is some new thing now. It's like I guess it's like the new diet fad. Basically, a pair slowly work their way from a vegetarianism to vegan diet, and then just eating fruit before starting a 21-day breatharian process. In this process, during the first 7 days, nothing is consumed except for air. For the next 7 days, some water and diluted juice, and for the next 7 days, diluted juice and water. Apparently, these people now are living off nothing but sunlight, air, and their own bodies. Apparently, it's a process. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if this is true. Those who are out there that are already have a vegan diet and just want to take the next step to breatharian process, I would love to know how this works for you. I would love to know. Because if this is true, that our bodies now can live on nothing but light and air, I would be shocked to see this. Being that our food is becoming so processed and really just becoming poison for us, it would be great to know if this is true or not. I don't know. I can tell you this: I tried the Atkins diet, and about 2 weeks into that, I was ready to kill somebody. That was a tough diet, man. That was like, dude, no carb. Oh man, you feel like crap. I mean, you love I'm telling you what, you don't realize how addicted to carbs you are until you remove them. Oh, and the lack of energy. You can't think straight. I mean, it's just incredible. Yeah, we're really addicted to sugar in this country. I'll tell you that. If anything, it's a way to kind of cleanse yourself and maybe get yourself in a little better shape as far as your sugar intake goes. And I'll tell you what, as soon as you do eat a piece of bread on that diet after you've been on it a while, you feel amazing. You feel like you got energy for days, man. It's like a drug. But Yeah, it is true. I think some of these diets are interesting. Thanks for bringing this to my attention. Let me click the link here. This was the New York Post that posted this. So here they are, the happy breatharians. They are just living off the universe's energy instead of food. And they seem, I don't know, man. You guys tell me. You take the plunge. I mean, wow. Check it out. Kids, too. Man. You can read the article. I'll probably go ahead and, put the link in there, too. But they look great. I gotta give them credit. I mean, they look nice. They look very healthy, very vibrant. If this is true, I would be shocked to see if this can really be done. But I'm not a vegan, so I've got a long way to go. I got to get to vegetarianism, then veganism, and then I've got to step it down. It'd probably take me a year to probably do something like this. So I'm not really. I don't think I'm ready to take the plunge. I think I would definitely fail. But somebody who's a vegan, man, if you want to try this, here it is, man. Breatharianism. Let me know. Post your findings. I would be interested to find out if one of my people out there has ever tried anything like this. It just seems kind of crazy that you can just live off nothing. But, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, guys, just some fun facts out there I wanted to bring to your attention. A little bit of words with friends and some interesting history. Anyway, you guys take care. Have a beautiful Sunday. I'll see you back here real soon. Bye.